morning and happy Sabbath. My name is Yvette Davis. I'm the past Kings Daughters president and the current program coordinator and PR person. And I'm going to give you this morning the history of the Federated Kings Daughters. In 1921, Sister Catherine Baker, a Bible worker for the first SDA church in Washington, D.C., was inspired by the Holy Spirit to organize a group of young single women into a club that she named King's Daughters. She did that because she said that we were to be in the business for the King of the universe. Their primary purpose was to bring comfort and cheer to the sick and shut-in, to minister to the elderly, and to form a close association with one another. Later, as the young ladies became married women, they sought, by reading and discussion, ways of becoming better Christian wives and mothers. This was done by sharing their knowledge with everyone. The club was no longer specifically for single women, but involved married women and mothers. These dedicated women continued to work together as a united group. This was the beginning of an organization with dignity and purpose, made up of devout Christian Adventist women. The King's Daughters are the precursors of the women's ministry in our local churches today. 12 years later, in 1932, Elder A.E. Webb began his ministry at the first SDA church in Washington, D.C. Miss Carolyn Webb, his wife, joined the King's Daughters. She was an inspiration to the group. It seemed that the ideas projected and the sincerity of the group and their mission impressed her. As a result, she organized a local club wherever her husband was assigned to pastor. Carolyn Webb organized clubs in New York, St. Louis, and Los Angeles, California. And as a result, clubs began to be organized everywhere in the United States. Federations were then formed for the purpose of uniting the clubs and to ensure that club members were working for the same common goals of Christian living, giving of their time, energies, and finances to promote the Lord's work. Carolyn can be credited with organizing what we now know as the King's Daughters. These clubs have served to bind together women in Christian fellowship. The King's Daughters have been in existence for 123 years. In 1965, the King's Daughters met at the General Conference session in Detroit, Michigan. There, the Federation concept was introduced and accepted. The decision was to have a Western region, including all states west of the Rocky Mountains, and an Eastern region made up of the states east of the Rocky Mountains. By that time, the King's Daughters were no longer considered clubs. They were now called chapters. The intent of this organizational structure was to strengthen the newly organized federation and to support its growth and spiritual unity. The business of promoting the Lord's work, providing services to the church, the community, the needy, as well as providing financial assistance for the education of worthy students became the primary goals of the organization. In the Eastern region, the local chapters and the national organization give more than $10,000 to the Worthy Student Fund each year. The Eastern region includes the following states: Florida, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Georgia, Alabama, Michigan, and St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. We have conferences that are held to share outreach projects, connect spiritually with each other, award scholarships, and to strengthen each other through Christian fellowship. We visit churches once a year in the month of October, and we call it King's Daughters Day. So today is King's Daughters Day, and we are worshiping with you to let you know more about who we are and what we do. And we feel especially blessed to be able to worship with you today. In Atlanta, the Atlanta chapter, we are continuing the original intent of the founder. The Atlanta chapter of the King's Daughters was organized in 1970 and has functioned continually for the past 53 years. We currently have 36 members in our chapter, and we have raised and awarded close to $400,000 in scholarships during that time. We have monthly meetings, missionary projects, and award scholarships to worthy students at the high school and collegiate levels. The students who have received our scholarships have gone on to study at both Adventist and non-Adventist universities. We are also partnered with Berean Christian Junior Academy, Greater Atlanta Adventist Academy, Sadie G. Mays Nursing Home, the Clarkston Refugee Project in Clarkston, Georgia. The motto of the King's Daughters is, "Lifting as we climb." The aim, Christian ethics in practice. Our colors, as you can see, are navy and pale yellow. Thank you so much for having us worship with you today.